If you're looking for an easy way to create great-looking content that gets your business found by AI and search engines and drives high-intent traffic to your money pages, then this is for you. Here's the reality though. You're either going to do this yourself or you're going to hire someone to do it for you. But if you do neither, you simply won't be found. Recently, the way that people search has fundamentally changed. People aren't just typing keywords anymore. They're going online and asking complex questions. You need to be the answer they find. It's not enough just to show up. You have to satisfy that specific question that they're asking, preferably with both text and video if you really want to knock it out of the park. When you combine solid SEO rules with this new answer engine optimization, you can dominate search results and those new AI summaries. But look, mortgages are special. You have to create hyper-local content that answers specific questions that borrowers in your area are asking. So on my website at timarmstrongmarketing.com, I created a section called Mortgage Marketing Ideas. Now you can use this as a roadmap, but how do you find the exact topics or the exact questions that people are going to ask? To find the questions people are actually asking online, you could use something like AnswerSocrates, for example. Here you can see I started a search a while back for how to attract first-time homebuyers, right? What questions are first-time homebuyers asking? And you can see here it came up with 1,098 questions. Looks like the Google Trends is down 15% from September 2024 to now, which is kind of interesting. But if you scroll down, you're going to see tofu, long tail, bofu. This means top of funnel and bottom of funnel. So can first-time homebuyers buy land? AnswerSocrates thinks that's a bottom of the funnel type of a buyer's question. Top of the funnel is going to be something more like, hey, I'm just getting started looking around. But you can see all the different variations of first-time homebuyer questions that can help you find ways to generate content to answer the questions people are specifically asking. Now they've got all kinds of really cool tools that you can use in here to help you come up with different ideas. So it's really cool to play around with this. You can sign up for free, but if you decide you want to go ahead and get a paid subscription of this, I've got a coupon code for you in the description. Now, once you've decided on a topic, what you can do is you can use an AI. I'm going to show you, for example, how to use Gemini. I've set up a gem in Gemini, and it helps me write my blog articles and my web pages. So check it out here. Here's a gem that I created in Gemini. And what you can do, if you'll come over here when you first get your account set up, you can go over here to gems and just click this arrow, and it'll let you create a new gem right here. So when you create a new gem, you're going to want to give it a name, a description, some instructions, and then even a knowledge base, right, for it to be able to use to help guide it in what it is that you want to do. So let me just show you what mine looks like. Here we go. So you can see I've named it. I've given it a description and some instructions. Nothing too crazy, right? Just helping me write blog articles, Facebook posts, LinkedIn posts, and other social media stuff. It helps me write CSS and HTML, blah, 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 right? So here's some stuff, right, to help me create digital assets. Then I've got a guide right here. That's just a Google Doc that I opened up. And what I did was I went File, Download TXT. And when you download it as a TXT, you can just drop it right into your gem, and it'll use that as kind of a knowledge base. So you can see here, I've just given it a guide. Who am I? What's my focus? What's my call to action language like? What are the services that I offer? What kind of links do I want to use in my content? What kind of behavior guidelines does it have? Here's a blog writing guideline that just talks about how I prefer to have my blogs formatted so that they're the best. So what I do then is I simply come back into my assistant, and now I can ask it to do anything. Like here, for example, I asked it to help me create a blog article that I could post that's in English and in Spanish, right? So let me go all the way back up here to the top. I said, hey, let's make a great blog article, make it with horizontal tile sections, that sort of thing. So it created the CSS, which is the style. It created the HTML for me. So now all I've got to do is copy and paste it. And then I even said, hey, create an image of the main vibe of this blog post so I can use it as a hero image. And I tell you, it's pretty slick because basically I was able to vibe code this whole thing and say, hey, you know what? This needs to be a little darker. Can you change that? Let's update this. And then I even said, hey, translate this into Spanish for me so that I can have an English version and a Spanish version of the same blog article. Okay, now that's all fine and well. You know, me writing content for my own niche, you know, looking to attract mortgage brokers or solopreneurs or small business owners is one thing. But if you're going to write content for anything to do with your money or your life, now Google says that's in a different kind of a category. They require websites with content that affects health, finances, safety, or well-being to meet extremely high standards of EEAT. That's experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. Now, you've got to ensure accuracy. So you've got to have author credentials with bios, qualifications. You've got to have reliable sourcing and transparency with your contact information so that Google gets the idea, or other search engines get the idea, that you're somebody of high authority. So when you're looking at meeting those YMYL standards, you've got to show your creator information. And here's the part I'm most concerned about is citing sources. You've got to use authoritative sources. So what you'll want to do when you're asking AI to write your blog article, you're going to ask it to cite authoritative services that are not going to be competitive to you, right? Not other mortgage companies, but you're going to want to cite sources like Zillow, Redfin, when you're talking about housing data or market updates or things like that. You're also going to want to cite sources like FHA or VA, because those are the folks that write the guidelines for these types of loans. You get the idea. So you're going to want to make sure and be transparent, have clear contact information, your company details, and you're going to want to produce high quality content. It's got to be accurate, comprehensive, and well researched. Now here's the technical advantage. You can ask Gemini to crank out the actual CSS and HTML file, and you literally copy this code right into your blog software. And then you also ask it to write the title, the meta description, and the slug. And like I mentioned before, once you're done with all that stuff, you can even say, hey, create an image of the main vibe of this blog post that I can use as a main hero image, 16:9 orientation, and boom, it cranks it out right here. All I've got to do is make sure and hit this tools button down here, and then see this banana here? That's Nano Banana. It's amazing. It'll create anything you ask it to. You can even upload pictures of yourself or other people or houses or whatever you want in here. And you can say, hey, put this guy or that gal in this image here, make it look like that, have them on the beach, whatever you want. And it'll create these really cool images for you. And then you just go ahead and hit this download full size button. Now, a lot of times when you download those images, they're going to be too big for you to put into Tiny PNG or Convertio because they have size limitations. So what you'll want to do is head over to canva.com and you'll hit social media and YouTube thumbnail. And there's the right size for a blog hero image. So once you've got your canvas open, just come over here to uploads, and you can either upload a file right here from your hard drive, your download folder, or if you've already got it uploaded in there because you use this often, you can just simply click on it and then slide it into space here. And there we go. Now it fills the whole canvas, looks great. You want to name it, and then you hit the share button. And when you do this, you're going to want to limit the file size to something around 300 kilobytes. If it gives you a warning and says, hey, I can't do that, then just bump it up to 350. But what it is you want to make this smaller so it doesn't slow down your website when people click on your blog article. Now what you're going to do is go ahead and take that code that AI gave you, drop it into a code block. You just have a new block right here. So basically you can click over here and say new block and then add a widget. You drag the code block over there, and inside the code block, that's where you're just going to paste this code. So you'll paste the code, click out of it, and then hit draft. You'll put in your title up here, and then right here where it says summary, that's where your meta description goes. So you'll put your meta description in there, and you want to make sure and keep it under 160 characters. You want to make sure it follows the right SEO guidelines. Just ask ask AI to help you with the, make it SEO optimized when you're creating your title, when you're creating your meta description and your slug. And then you'll go ahead and hit draft again. You'll upload your image. So you just hit upload, and then wherever you downloaded it to, you'll click on it. It'll wind up in your folder here. You select it and select it again. Next thing you know, boom, it's right here waiting for you. You'll go over to settings, and this is where you're going to put the slug. The slug is that part that's after your main domain name right up here. So it's going to be your domain /blog/ and then this slug. So AI will make sure that your title, meta description, and slug match the article just great, and make sure that it's all SEO optimized for you. Then you just go ahead and put in your post author, your post date. You click the now button, and you're ready to go. And when you want to take a look at it, just go ahead and hit that preview button. You could open it in a new tab, and there you go. There's your awesome looking blog article that you vibe coded right within AI. Everything from the whole idea to the picture to the HTML and the CSS. I've set this up for other people. I've seen how it works, how the authority website hub generates the authority, and then all the blog articles are out there like fishing lines, fishing for you 24/7, answering people's questions. That drives traffic back to your money pages, that generates the leads so people engage with you. They convert into closings so you can have more money in the bank. Now you can go check out these results that I've gotten over at the case studies tab on my website. Just go check this out for yourself. And if you decide you want some help, of course, the help is here. Otherwise, I'll have some DIY links available for you in the description.